Hello YouTubers, this is Robert Sackler here, and I'm going to do a layout update for you. I'm wearing a hard hat as you see because I actually told you I was doing a lot of work today. I told you I was doing a mild change, did a little bit. Old layout, I had fun with it. I had issues with grades and the wood was not being supported I want. When I fixed one, the other was out of whack. Well, I completely tore the layout down to nothing. I recycled everything. I only spent about 20 more bucks on lumber to redo the layout. I should have done it this way the first time. My suggestion to you guys, do not rush into anything. So I spent all day out here dismantling everything and reassembled the bench work. I made it more functional, and it is a little bit shorter width-wise. Length is still the same. I'll walk you around now and show what the changes are going to be. Here we go. Okay, start on this end. This side section of the layout is 32 inches wide. This section of the layout is 2 feet wide. Okay, explain why I did it. First, like I said, I had warp issues where the track was, well, not the track was warped, but the wood was waving, and I had issues where the cars would roll what I didn't want to roll. And the more I tried to level and spend money on lumber, the worse I made it. So I scrapped it. 2, I rushed into it. Should have never done that. 3, if I ever want to move again, I need to make it more portable and easier to maintain. So as you see right here, along this edge right here, this is one half, this is another half. It's in 2 sections. I will eventually get 1, 2, 3 bolts and nuts and wing nuts, 3 bolts, washers and wing nuts, to connect 2 halves together. The layout is now also on wheels. Can't see too well down there. So if I ever have to have a project in the garage besides mowing railroading, I need to move the layout, I can shift it side to side and do what I gotta do on it. I do eventually want to take it to train shows and show it off, and have it one big huge chunk of layout was not going to work at all. This, I could do it this way and take it to train shows and enjoy it and view it. There is an opening in the middle, and I will have boards about a foot high all the way around for backdrops. Another option, like I said, when I want to move, let's say I move and I get into a bigger spot, I can extend the layout. I can unbolt the halves, extend it out, and make it the width longer also, without necessarily the whole layout. So that's good on my part too. Now I'm planning on keeping the track plan much the same as possible. Now you notice with the old layout where I had the buildings back there, I can't do this, and so I'm going to spread the buildings out and make it more switching area. Now when I redo the layout, I'm going to put foam down instead of putting the wood back down on, so I still keep it light and portable. As far as my curves are concerned, on the old layout I had 25 and 28, I believe. They are going to shrink a little bit. I may have 22, 24 or 24, 26. I have not really decided. It depends how much room I want to play with. The way I look at things, I belong to a model railroad club. I have all the space that I can run big trains and long trains as much as I want. I want to come home, have fun, run DCC and do some switching. So if I do 4-axle units, I do 4-axle units. I'm all good with that. I got nice 6-axle units to run in the train club. Now one of my mistakes I did, I had these boards every foot. And after talking to a few members of the train club, they said I have them 18 to 24 inches apart, so I made them all 24 inches apart instead. Now, as far as the wiring is concerned, since I work for auto parts industry, what I'm going to use as far as if I need a disconnected layout and move the 2 halves, I need to use a plug source. So I'm going to use a trailer wiring plug system on this setup, 4 flat or 7 round, depends how much wiring I have on the layout. I have not decided yet. When I get to that point, I'll decide. The layout will still be set up as DC and DCC. because most of my engines are DC right now. Those are all my DC locomotives up there. And down below, I have all my DC locomotives. DCC, excuse me, take that back. And my workbench is a mess right now because I tore everything apart. And my rack which is for senior. Now here I am going to build a board coming down low as this right here. I will have my throttles on here. I will have my toggle switches, and I will have a DCC system. I may do a wire setup right now because I don't have $600 to spend on a wireless DCC system right now. So I may just do one of those $150 sets and have a plug on each side of the layout so I can walk around and do some switching when I want. And the roll's on wheels now, so I can move it side to side if I have any projects. I will brace the layout on the other side so it doesn't sway or does this. I got a little more work to do to it. The layout is now 6 feet wide, it's still 12 feet long compared to 8 feet wide. I shrunk it by 2 feet. If I ever want to make it 2 feet, I'll just put a section in the middle of both pieces and bring it back to the width I want. We'll see. I haven't really decided on that just yet. But like I said, I also have nice walking space in the middle if I want to do something in the middle of the layout. But the layout is the same height. I dropped the shelves down a little bit lower so I have more room for storage. Because these are all my trains between HO and some OCL over there. Now as far as the roadbed and track is concerned, I saved all my track. And as a roadbed, I did use white glue, but I didn't use too much of it, just enough to hold it in place. So I was able to save 99% of all my roadbeds. So I can use all my roadbed area, which is right here. And there's all my track. All my turnouts and some buildings are in that red tote right there. So I have been hard at work. Let me tell you, down here in Florida it was really hot today. I'm sweating in the garage. But I'm very happy with the results I have now. I'm more happy than the first layout. This was originally my first design. I didn't stick with it. I was stupid not to. So I do have wood left over from the layout. The 1x I'm using. I may just do the sections. I'm also thinking about doing is making sections when I take it to train shows. I can still make it longer and run it to train shows. I haven't decided about that yet neither. But that's what I have going on right now, guys. It's a hell of a difference from last time. I'm very pleased how it came out. Everything seems to be level so far. I do have a little trimming I gotta do, which is not a big deal to me because that's easy fixing right there. But I'm extremely happy. I don't have so much space for scenery now, so I don't have to worry about wasting a lot of materials. I still want to do the yard on this side with the repair shop and engine house if I can. If not, future layout maybe. I still want to do the coal mine if I can. I may customize the coal mine now and shrink it down just a little bit to make it fit to where I want it. We'll see. So but this is the point I'm at right now. As far as the foam, I will be using half inch or inch thick foam all the way around the layout, so it's easy to light it, easy to put the roadbed track down, and easier to shim. The wood would not be going back on. So that's what I have going on right now, guys. I do appreciate all the input on the last layout. I will be saving the track plan as much as possible onto this layout, but just make it a little bit better. Alright guys, on that note I am out. You'll have a good night. Happy railroading, and I'll catch you next couple days maybe. See ya.